All right, so this is the instructional video for assembling the voucher drawer. So these are all the pieces for the inner actual drawer portion of it, and this is for the outer box. Like all these assemblies, we recommend using wood glue when you're putting them together, and just the way that you want to do that is basically on any of the valleys of the little pieces that you're inserting. You want to make sure that you have those glued so that they stay together after you put them together. Some of them are looser fits than others. There's some tolerancing in the cuts. So to start on this one, we're gonna build the actual drawer portion first. We'll start with one of these side pieces here, and you got the logo typically on the outside. These things are symmetrical, so if you don't like the logo, you can always put it on the inside, but we like our logo. So we're gonna put that down. We're gonna start with the inner walls, the inner divider portions. So again, glue on the valleys here. You're gonna pop that in. Do both of those, same way, just like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the opposite side wall. So same way, just gonna pop down, straight down over this. I flip it upside down. We'll put the floor on. So same deal. We want to put glue in all the valleys here going across, and then basically just kind of line it up. And these can be a little bit tricky sometimes to line up, mostly because the inner notches, but just kind of zip it across, and you can kind of wiggle stuff around till it lines up. And then just once it all goes, you can start to squeeze it all together. And it's going to creak sometimes, but that's fine. Just make sure it's nice and tight. Especially on these drawers, you want to make sure that the fits are really good and tight, because the clearance is on the outer drawer box portion. If you don't have it real snug, then you may have a little bit of a tighter fitting drawer. If it's nice and snug, then it should slide pretty freely. Okay, so then we're going to do the front wall. So it doesn't really matter which side you do it on. These pieces will key into either side, but what we're going to do here is just basically take the front wall, line it up on those little notches there. Again, glue in the valleys, line it up, and then just pop it on in there. Again, nice and tight. Flip it over, do the back side of the voucher drawer, glue in all the valleys, and line it up. And once we get it lined up, there we go. Snaps into place. And again, even when you're gluing, go around afterwards, make sure everything's squeezed nice and tight together. There's no gaps and little tabs. And there's the voucher drawer. So we'll set that off to the side and do the outer drawer box portion of it. So with this one, the top and bottom are the same piece essentially, so no worries getting those mixed up. The sides are the same as well, though one of them's got an etch on it. So just be mindful of getting the etch in the right orientation there, although it's kind of up to you whether you want it on the inside or the outside. So we're just gonna start, again, gluing all the valleys. We'll pop that guy in there. So these little cutouts go towards the flat edge of the top and bottom. These are just finger grabs for the drawer later on. So you can kind of work your way around. Sometimes it helps to actually put the back on to stabilize this thing. So glue in the valleys, and go and pop this guy in just like that. Then we'll do the top. So glue all the way around, just like all of these. And just work your way down. And as you go, make sure the adjoining pieces all line up before you really pop it in there so none of the pieces break off. Flip it over and do the opposite side wall, same way. Start on one of the sides and pop it all together. And then as you go along with the glue, there's going to be glue that oozes out in the middle there. You're going to be really mindful of keeping those the kind of glue oozes to a minimum. Go down in there with Q-tips or whatever, try to wipe those out so that they don't impede the drawer from actually sliding in and out. So It's all nice and snug on the drawer. Slides together real nice. That's the voucher.